Are you looking for the best AirPods for Android? As y'all know, I use a Google Pixel 2 right there. And so for my birthday, my mom got me these i11 AirPod alternative things. And I've been using them for about a good 2 months now, and I want to give you guys my full-on review of these things. First of all, hi to all the new dads out there. This is Dad Reviews. This is where I give you my unedited, hopefully more authentic look at the products that we like, use, and have, and get as birthday gifts to stick in our ears. So if you're interested in that, you might want to consider clicking that subscribe button. So this is made by a company called TWS, and I was looking at the manual here. That stands for True Wireless Stereo. And this is the very simple manual right here. It's English on one side, and I'm assuming this is Chinese on the back. It looks Chinese to me. As I was reading through it, I noticed that it's kind of like in a broken English type of thing, so I'm pretty sure these things came from China. And this is a Bluetooth, I'm assuming the 5.0 on the box here means that it's Bluetooth 5.0. And so I got into the specifications a little bit, and Bluetooth version is 5.0 plus EDR, both sides, which is ultra low consumption. If you guys want to see some of the other specifications about it right here, that you can pause the video and read some of that. And then also there is the use and special instructions and the touch functions on these 2 pages. I'll go over a little bit of that in just a minute, but just in case y'all need to reference it, y'all can pause the video right there and check that out. So I got these. They come in this little case right here. Has the little bar on the top. It's got the port on the bottom here. That's for an iPhone. It's a lightning cable port. There's a little button on the front here so you can check your charge. A little light up thingy comes on, and your these are the AirPods, or the AirPod Alternatives, and the i11s, if you will, that are in there. So let me see. I'm curious to know. Okay, so if you press the button again, it turns off the light, which is a very nice thing because sometimes in a dark room you may not want that on. So whenever you take them out and you put them in, you hear it turn on, and it says power on, and then it just said connected because I've already connected it to my phone. So once I have it connected to my phone, now I don't know if this is just with my ear canal or what, but normal AirPods, or normal, I shouldn't say AirPods, I should say the buds that come with like an old school iPhone, those always worked fine for me. I never really had an issue with them. But whenever it came to these, I noticed that whenever I have music playing or a podcast playing, I kind of needed to turn this up a little bit because I couldn't hear it as well. And it could just be like the shape of my ear and how the actual hole part right there fits into my ear canal. I was kind of interested in like shaving this down just to kind of open up the speaker a little bit, but I don't want to damage them in any way. But that was one thing that I noticed is, and the way I figured this out too is whenever I had the earbuds in, I was out for a walk, and I would stretch my mouth out like that, or I'd smile real big, or funny, I'd kind of like move my nose or pick my nose. I noticed that it got louder on the inside of the earbud, and I was like, oh, that's really strange. Why did it get louder whenever I made my cheekbones go up? And so I just kind of played around with it, and I realized that if I just kind of made it like angled it up just a little bit like that, I could hear it so much better. And so that's the first thing that I really noticed about it. Not really like a game changer as far as like should you buy or should you not buy, but I wanted to make that known. By the way, I'm gonna link these things up down in the description below. Y'all can go read other people's reviews about them, not just take my word for them. And if you want to compare them to the original AirPods as well, I'll link up those down in the description below as well. Now it does say range that these things have is the Bluetooth range is 15 to 25 meters. I was going to do a little test with you guys while we're live here. I was just going to play a video and just kind of walk away and see when the sound actually cuts out. But I wanted to make note another time whenever I was out for a walk. I had my phone in my pocket. I had the earbuds up here, and when I'm pulling my son in a wagon, and whenever I go to turn back and look at him, I noticed that one of them would cut out on me. I don't know if it was like some kind of interference going on, not a direct kind of thing going on. I really don't know what happened, but it's happened a couple of times, so I wanted to touch on it to let you guys know that that is an issue that I'm having with these, and I'd be curious to test out a pair of like the real Apple iPods just to see. One thing that I do not like about these, and this is how you can tell if AirPods are fake or not, is if they light up in the stem here. So honestly, I don't even know. Whenever they're trying to connect, that's what it is. So if I were to turn off my Bluetooth right now, I'll do it later on in the video, but if I were to turn off my Bluetooth, these lights would start flashing in here. And that's a problem because whenever you're in bed at night, it's dark in the room, your partner may be trying to go to sleep, and all of a sudden these bright lights start flashing and whatnot. It's kind of annoying. And so that was another downside to these things as well. It does say that the earbuds can be on standby mode for 6 hours, and the talk playtime is between 2 to 3 hours for playback and 4 hours for talk. I want to say that I've had these things going longer than that, and they seem to last, I would say last at least 4 hours just on playback. I don't really do that much talking on here, so I haven't really gotten a chance to check that out. Another thing that I wanted to check out with you guys is that whenever you touch the where it curves right here, that's what pauses and plays the whatever you have going on your phone. And so that's one of the touch controls right there. If you touch it once, it'll come on. I guess I gotta start something. Let me start up some music or something real quick. We'll do a podcast, something that'll last a while. And let me rewind. Okay, so I rewound it. It's buffering. Something went wrong. Of course it did. Okay, so I've got it going here. Actually, only this one's on right now. I mean, sometimes you gotta lay it down. I've noticed this too. You gotta lay it down for a second and then pick it back up and then see if it reconnects. Let me turn off this one. See, that one just paused on that side. I don't know why this one's not working. I've never had it to where only one worked at a time. That's kind of crazy. I really don't know how to get... That's the problem with these clones, these AirPod clones, is that you never know if they're actually gonna work as they're supposed to. Okay, that one just turned on. I don't know what the deal is with that one. Okay, so there's a couple of other things that you can do, like if you double tap. It's not working. It's supposed to skip forward whenever you double tap. It says tap on the right, on the left earphone. That did something. I heard a beep. I think that was to turn up the volume, but I already have the volume all the way up. So depending on if you want to like go up or go down in volume or go to the next track or the previous track, depends on which ear you're touching. So I've had some finickiness with that. It doesn't always work as well as I thought that it would, so I wanted to let that be known. But as far as just like a cheap way to get you hearing something in your ear that's wireless, these get the job done, I'll say that. One thing that I did notice too that I found kind of aggravating was whenever I had the earbud in and I was trying to like find that perfect fit for my ear. Oh, it just said power on. Maybe if you hold it on, oh, it just said connected. Maybe if you hold it, your finger on there, it might turn on or power up. But I noticed that whenever I go to adjust them, they always like pause or play or something like that whenever I don't want it to. I see, I'm trying to get it to play. Okay, now it's working right there. So now I'm gonna leave my phone right here and we're gonna go walk to the other end of the house. And I wanna see how far these things actually go, and I can give you guys kind of a rough estimate. So walking over this way, I have to kind of keep my voice down because the baby's sleeping, going on a dad reviews field trip, still working. Very surprised, going all the way across. Oh. Okay, it's cutting out on me right here. Okay. So right about here, okay, and that's with a wall. Like we have this wall right here with a book rack, phones way over there. So it's cutting through a couple of walls here, all the way out to over here. Still working right now. It's whenever I got past this archway right here. Right here it cuts out. Actually, it just turned back on. Let's see, let's keep going into my daughter's room. Okay, it's like in and out, in and out, in and out right here. So all the way across the house, that's pretty impressive. Now with, okay, it's on good now. So gosh, that's probably 25 feet maybe, if not longer. I don't have an exact tape measure on me. I would assume that this room is probably about 15. The other one's probably, I'd say about 30, 35 feet is what I got out of that. That's actually pretty good, and that's with obstacles in the way. Be kind of interesting to test these things out with just a straight path, no obstacles at all. We may have to do that in another video, but that's really, really interesting that I can get that good distance. I think that that's pretty dang good distance right there. The charging time, it says, is 70 minutes. The charging box needs 5 volts to be able to charge. Charging box voltage 5 volts. And it says it takes 1 hour. The charging box takes 1 hour to charge the box, because this does have, oops, it just turned on. It has a 300 milliamp hour, and the charging red light flashes constantly. So super cool thing. They get the job done. They do work. I will say that. Oh, another thing that I wanted to mention is that whenever you put them back into the case, it automatically disconnects from the Bluetooth so that it doesn't use up as much power and whatnot, which I thought was a really cool feature. But go back to the beginning of the video and read these specifications if you want to know a little bit more about how they work. Like I said, it was kind of broken English, so it was kind of hard for me to figure out what it was saying. But like I said, it gets the job done. If you want to check them out, I'll link them up down in the description below. Y'all can go read other people's reviews about them. Don't just take my word for it. But do I like them? Yes. Do they have their flaws? Yes. But I expected that from a clone alternative. My wife said that whenever my mom and her were looking at these, they had like 3,000 or so some odd reviews on Amazon. So if you guys want to check that out, again, linked up down in the description below. If you guys want to see some of the other lightning cords, Amazon Basics makes a lightning cord that I used for my iPhone whenever I was on an iPhone. I'll link that up right there on the screen if you guys want to check that thing out. It actually worked fairly well. I definitely recommend that. Go watch that video. I'll see y'all in that video. Thank you, dads, for watching. That thumbs up is always appreciated, and dad out.